A shout out to YouTube, but welcome guys to the new ban list discussion for our wish list, and also just talking about cards that we want banned, cards that we want to see come back off of that ban list. But let's talk about what's limited right now, what could come back, because if you guys didn't know, the ban list should come out in 1 week from this day, because they said before the end of August, alright? Before the end should mean before the last day, right? So that's within like a week, that's pretty much within a week. Let's go into the limited, let's actually go straight down. Again guys, we're talking about the TCG here, so let's look at what's limited right now. Can things change? Cliff War Scout, do you guys think at 3, what do you guys think at 3? Is that too crazy? Is that too crazy? I mean, to be fair, honestly, Pendulums, there's no one's playing Pendulums, no one's talking about Pendulums, because the new mechanic is just like destroying them, honestly. It's really what it comes down to. Scout at 3, let me know guys. Oh, by the way, if you're not on the live stream, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you guys can feel free to comment down below, but obviously if you guys are here in the chat on my Twitch channel, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitch, I'll link it down below. But we're doing this live ban list discussion so I can get your guys' feedback. Scout can go to 3. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, because again, you can't bring back your monsters from like the extra deck zone that are face up, because unless you have a link, which is like going to be impossible to get like all the link markers to match up to Special 1-5. I think Pendulums are done, pretty much. But anyways, let's go ahead and go into some of our next cards here. So we have Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Oh my gosh, Prince Blood, you can't just ban people for no reason. Hold on. So someone said Scout to 3, and someone actually he actually banned someone for saying Scout to 3. Okay, are people that salty in my chat about Scout going to 3, man? Why would you ban someone for saying Scout to 3? Okay, I'll admit, the towers thing was it was a card that people hated. I understand. All right, but anyways, next up, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I honestly feel like so many things could be changed. Do you guys think Red Eyes Darkness Metal would be insane? I know you could be like, Red Eyes go into this card, but I feel like Chaos Dragons is irrelevant. They are coming out with new dragon stuff, but it's, I don't know, it would be cool to see this card maybe at 2, just to make some people get a little bit excited to maybe try it out. I think Red Eyes can go to multiple. If you guys didn't know, speaking of just talking about Chaos decks in general, in the OC, this card's at 3, and there was only one deck that actually utilized it. It was a Lightsworn deck, and it played 3 BLS, and it actually topped. But other than that, no one's really playing. I feel like Chaos, like, let's make Chaos a thing. I think they'd go 3 BLS, 3 Red Eyes. People would be like, let's make Chaos Dragons. I would love to see that deck return. No one's talking about it, and on top of that, yeah. So, anyways, Blackluster Soldier, you guys know, it's just one of my favorite cards. Cosmo, I mean, I think our boy Dark Destroyer at 2 would be okay. What do you guys in my chat think about that? Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you guys let me know how you feel. Dark Destroyer, could it come back? I feel like, you know, just putting that to 2. Same thing with this, put this to 2 Dark Arm Dragons, you know, in support of all the, you know, the Kappa Pride, you know, 2 dads. They did try it in OCG, but then they changed it I think they changed it real fast, right? But I don't think it's that big of a deal. It'd be cool to see 2 Dark Arms. People would try Teledad, you know. Maltok, it's at, isn't that multiple in OCG? It's at 3 in OCG. Like, give us a few. As far as Pendulum goes, as far as I'm concerned, the deck is pretty much over, man. But Inferno Archfiend, I feel like that's another card. It was a deck that a lot of people disliked, but I mean, it's been a while since we've seen it. And this deck was all about like going for huge plays, but with Link Summons, you'd have to go for that Link and then go for it. But anyways, Rescue Cat got the errata. Why not put this? Rescue Rabbit, I feel like it should be at least 2. Like put these cards to like 2 apiece. This card's pretty nerfed. If you guys didn't know, it got its effects changed recently. But as far as like the Burning Abyss, I feel like people that was a deck that was recent. I know sometimes people want things to come back, but that was so relevant for so long. You know, some decks, they only had like a short duration of when they were. Oops, I am actually on the wrong ban list. Okay, Mathematician, I don't think this card is a big deal. We'll get into Conahawk and all those cards in a second. But I feel like Mathematician, you know, Birdman, like these cards, they can go up. Speed Raid, that was kind of a recent hit, so you know, maybe they'll keep it on for a while. Inzector, I've been waiting for my Inzector. No, I still got my Inzector deck. I still got my Triple Hornets. Yo, Inzectors. Can we get like, you know, 3 Dragonfly or 3 Hornet? Like, just one or the other. Heck, put them all the three. Would you guys even think Injectors would even make a difference on the next ban list if they were at multiple? I really just don't feel like they'd be that strong. Because you're going to pop a lot of things on board. Usually that means your opponent has established a board, which means they're not even going to let you get out that Dragonfly in the first place, especially with all the strikes. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Tour Guide. Okay, Grand Ball. Dude, I've been waiting for my boy Grand Ball to get free. Like, he bounces one card back. Make Dragonfly at 3. But I just don't think it's that big of a deal to put this card at multiple. Dandelion, this card, however, I know a lot of people love Plant Synchro, but the thing is, because of the whole Link summon mechanic, I think this card is too abusable. I think 2 is fine, so we've covered that. Maxi, I like the idea of your opponent not being able to special summon, so, I mean, I think it is balanced in a sense. However, some people argue that, like, if your opponent makes a board and you have to break the board, then they max C. I understand the frustration. Maybe you'll get an errata. I mean, they've completely changed certain cards. Like, maybe max C can make it its effect where it has a limitation of how many times you can draw. Because, you know, maybe drawing 3 cards, it's still pretty good, you know. Even if it said you can only draw up to 3 cards, it would still be strong. But, you know, as far as talking about what the errata effect is, it's too out there. But you guys ban Max C. Well, the thing that I think that would make this card fair is if you control no special summon monsters. That way you can't make it essentially a floodgate, you know? You can't make a board and say you have to break my board. Oh, you can't break your board unless you give me 50 cards, you know? So I feel like that would be a fair, you know, condition is if you control no special summon monsters. But I mean, anti-meta would be good, but anti-meta not good right now anyways. Deep Sea Diva, Murmos are getting more support, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if they actually change this. Konohawk, please give us at least 2. I mean, the deck is irrelevant at 1. As far as Necros go, I mean, they hit that deck hard, man. The Shrit's gone, Necros. I mean, put the cards at 2, and then Shrit, maybe free my boy Shrit, and see, you know, what happens with that deck. But as far as like this, I think this is okay at 1. There's a loop with this, so that can't really change. Librarian, I think that's good. You know, just limit them. This card is pointless at 1. Like, either this card is at 3 or it's banned. I feel like there's no even ground with lawn mowing. Either you sack them with that one random one, or it's just not viable. Like, that's the way I see it. Pantheism, I don't know. I feel like Monarchs, like, it put everything to 2. You know, make people think you can play the deck, but then realize that, you know, in a format where the decks are just so powerful and so much like negation is going on. Monarchs is not usually a deck that can deal with rebuttals too well compared to other decks. At least that's how I feel about that. As far as most of these cards are, you know, they're reasonable. Reasonable. Wow, the jokes, man. I just noticed that. Anyways, I feel like most of the other stuff. Please ban this card. I've hated this card forever, but that's a story that most of you guys would be like, dude, it's at 1. Who cares? But like, dude, when you lose your entire hand, you'll understand the frustration. But everything else, I mean, I feel like Book of Moon. Okay, Book of Moon could go to multiple. This card could go to multiple. I don't even think people would play it at multiple, would they? Is there some broken loop that I'm unaware of? I mean, this is anti-meta, but they got to support the meta. Oh, I've been waiting for Bottomless and Torrential to go up, too. You know, I think that's reasonable. This would be really good to counter Link decks, also, because Torrential Tribute, you know, when your opponent goes for all these things, and this is, you guys can feel free to just comment on anything. Rhoda to 3, you crazy. Smoke Signal's already at 3 for Samurais. You know how crazy Samurais would be? They would open up crazy good. But anyways, going back to Torrential Tribute, like, it really supports this idea of, like, risk-reward, because Pendulums used to be able to go, oh, summon a monster Torrential, alright, next turning my whole squad coming out again. But with Torrential Tribute at, like, triple or double, heck, even Bottomless, it really makes players think about their plays, because if they go for this Link card, you know, the Link cards right now, with the exception of Firewall Dragon, most of them, they don't have really amazing, crazy effects. So they go for this card, and then they're going to bring out their other card, and you follow up with a Torrential. It's great. And no one's playing Torrential, even at 1. So, I don't know, maybe it's irrelevant that I'm mentioning it. Solemn, I mean, that's how Strike goes. They get reprinted a few more times, then they hit it, right? I don't know. But anyways, that's it for the stuff at 1. Actually, we should have went banned first. We should have went to 0. Okay, I feel like our boy Towers, this card could come back. Anyone else disagree? I mean, do you know how good that True Draco card is? The Peacekeeper? That card's way better than Towers, alright? That card is like, oh, I protect myself, and I'm immune to, like, everything. Like, this one technically is only immune to things that are lower ranked, but I mean, it is level 10, so most of the things, yeah. But the True Draco card is really good, and then the Fuel Spell protects them. True Draco's way better than it's like it outclasses it, and then this card is still banned. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff. that is banned. Like, we can go over Stratos. Stratos, I mean, I could just mention for 5 seconds because we talk about him every time. If you guys didn't know, in the OCG, there has been a few hero decks that have actually topped. If you go to the OCG here, guys, they have double Stratos. And it's topping. I don't know if it's because of Stratos. If you guys didn't know, OCG also just loves heroes in general. I think Stratos at 3 would make people super hyped to play heroes. Dude, Konami, please do it. But I don't know. He's been banned for like so many years. I feel like it's redundant. Let's not even talk about it anymore. Other than say, yo, free my boy Stratos. Can we get some free my ninja Stratos in the chat? But most of the stuff that's on this ban list, like, it's probably not going to be coming off. Oh, so we ain't in the anime ban list. Wait, I didn't know anime. There's an anime ban list, and apparently stuff is banned in the anime ban list. I didn't even know that. Anyways, most of the stuff, I mean, could Plushfire come back, guys? Again, most of the stuff with pendulums, people don't care about it. Kieran to 3, whoa, dude, you're getting a little crazy with the Kieran at 3. I mean, again, pendulums are not very hot. Most of the stuff, guys, it's like lockdowns, loops, and crazy stuff. Shred, I feel like Shred could come off, you know, like, you know, that wouldn't be like such a game-breaking thing if they're like, okay, you get 1 Shred, you know. Disc Commander, I saw a thread talking about this card before. It's because there's a lot of loops with this card because it's not a once per turn. If they, however, errata the card and say you can only activate the effect of Disc Commander once per turn, then I could see it. Fiber Jar to 3 would be a little bit crazy. I saw Roots talking about that. 3 Cyber Jar, Fiber Jar. No, guys, the jars, guys, they're too crazy. They really are. Morphing Jar is crazy too. I mean, this card lasted so long. But most of the stuff on this, Construct, free Construct, 1 Construct, everything else. Oh, Exciton Knight, this is a card that got changed in the OG. I could see Exciton Knight coming. They just reprinted it. I feel like that was a hint. Like, why would they reprint a card and be like, oh, it's still gonna be banned? That's super rude. That's a mean prank, man. But I feel like Exciton Knight, Shaddoll Construct, those are 2 extra deck cards that can come back. Maybe Zen Mighty. This card's been long banned. People wanted this card for a long time, but Harpy's Feather Duster, it's been a while in the OCG. They still have that card, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they still have that card at 1. I don't know, there's no massive destructions for spells in the game right now. But most of the stuff, I mean, it gives you too much of an advantage. Super Rejuve, had to do Spellbook, Judgment, Gateway. Dude, okay, honestly, wait, hold on. Gateway's still banned in the TCG. But you guys remember new TeamSamurai stuff coming out? Maybe Gateway will sneak by and be like, Gateway to 1? I don't know, would you guys feel like Gateway is too crazy at 1? I don't know, you guys can let me know. I mean, I think it's too crazy at 1. Like, the card legit, like, wins games on its own. I did a video with TeamSamurai. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave it down below. See, the problem with making these ban lists, wish lists with people, I feel like half the people troll. I see Pot Agreed to 3. I see Dragon Rulers to 3. We can never have a serious ban list discussion. It's always a clown fiesta. But anyways, like I mentioned before, I could see Gateway coming off the ban list just to support the new TeamSamurai stuff. That's, you guys know how it is. As far as most of the stuff, I mean, it's banned for reasons, you know, like, we understand. Solemn Judgment, I mean, that's half your life. But it's a good card. So it's a good card. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it came off, though. Like, I think it is a really strong card, but if you activate it the wrong, like, it's definitely a card where you have to know what you're doing with it. Sometimes people activate way too early and it's just gone. But I think it's still a very good card. That, like I said, it can definitely still, like, you know, win games. But as far as ban stuff, I think we went over most of the stuff. As far as semi-limited, Thunder King, put that card to 3. No one even playing it at 2 anyways. It doesn't, it's like it's almost irrelevant. Debris Dragon, is it at 3 in the OCD? Yeah, irrelevant card again anyways. Obviously, whoops, we have the TCG here. Zodiac, I mean, it's, I think sometimes also they look at what's popular and they just try to ruin it, so people that have those decks have to invest in the new stuff. So if Zodiac gets hit really hard or True Dracos get hit really hard, I wouldn't honestly be surprised. But as far as things at 2, there's really nothing. I mean, Chainbird didn't win, you know, Worlds in the Dragon duels. If you guys haven't seen that deck profile, link it also down below. But that's it. There's really nothing. I mean, to support Vermelis, they could put the Atlantean Dragoons at multiple also. I would not be surprised about that. But anyways, next up, we are now in the, like, cards that are at 3 that you guys want changed. So now that we've gone over what's currently on the ban list, let's go over what's not on the ban list that you guys would actually like to see. as far as it being banned, or I feel like True Draco. Oops, this is True Draco's not Summit Limited. Or let me Draco. The field spell. I think that's the card that a lot of people are complaining about. Dragonic Diagram. That's the card. And what do you guys feel about Peacekeeper? I know that the cards are. By the way, you can't just put the card at 1. You can recycle the card. I feel like this card, it's either banned or it doesn't really matter. Like the card comes out once and like it's so good. What do you guys think? Oh, Demise. I remember every deck playing Demise in the tournament. That card, is it actually hitting the OCG at all? It's at 2 in the OCG. Okay. I mean, if it got hit to 2, would it be that big of a deal? I don't know if that would change. It's super hard. Ban Chaos Max. Blue Eyes hasn't been doing anything for a while. I think it's safe to say that Chaos Max will be okay. But as far as talking about like our wish list goes, I just don't like dealing with this. Like, I know this card is really strong, but this is one of the cards that makes people say like, "Oh, dude, I don't want to play this game." That's one of those cards, Pot of Desires, I don't think this card will be hit, simply because it's just getting a reprint, guys. On the 24th is when the new tins come out, and I believe that's where the reprint of the Pot of Desires comes out in. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. But this card will be getting reprinted, and in that short amount of time frame, because again, guys, 6 days after, it should be the new ban list, because they mentioned it was before the end of August is going to be the new ban list. So it would again not make sense for them. It would be a bad business move to do that for them. So I don't think this card will get hit. If you guys are talking about the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spree, I feel like this card is too new, but in the OCG, what is it at? It's at 3 still. I feel like it's balanced because, it does stop your opponent's play, but it's not like Maxi would, like, completely is like, yo, you're gonna lose the game right now if you don't make, like, it's not a floodgate card. You know what I mean? Like, in a sense, it does stop your opponent from going for, like, 1 play, but that's only 1, and you can only use it once per turn, So, that's the way I see it. I think this card could stay at 3. But I know it's an annoying card to deal with. At 2, it doesn't really change too much. That's the way I see it. But as far as Zodiac's getting hit, like they already hit Rat Tier. I think they can hit the deck. Again, let's see what they do to the OCG. I mean, they sure have just destroyed the deck. Broadbolt gone, Trident gone. The Zoos are just completely destroyed. Barrage, like, unplayable, man. Totally unplayable. I mean, if they hit Barrage, like, I don't know, they're hitting it to 1. I mean, they already put Rep. I think that Zoos will still be popular if they don't do anything to it. So I could definitely see them hitting stuff. I mean, they could just go, they could go real, they could do what OCG did and just like completely destroy the deck. Be like, ban several different cards. I mean, the deck is so, look at this, dude. The deck is absolutely destroyed. What's the point of 1 Raptor, So, I think that this deck could definitely get destroyed pretty hard. It has a lot of potential to be destroyed. As far as my wish list for it, I honestly just don't like dealing with the extra deck cards. I mean, it's still really good, though. It's still free Exceeds. It's just like it's so splashable. You guys can let me know how you feel about that. But as far as Zodiac goes, I feel like it's time. Like, it's time. Your time is up. My time is now. Shouts to my homie John Cena. But Invoker, was that card? You're not talking about Invoker, Alistar, or are you talking about X-Saber Invoker? Because in the OCG it's at multiple and TCG it's at multiple. It is a very free card, but the card is either banned or at 1. Like putting it. Oh, I'm sorry. The card is either banned or at 3. Putting it at 1 does not do anything. That's the way I see it. Set rotation. What the heck are you talking about? Set rotation. What? Oh, do you guys think this card will be hit? It's not even like hit at all. I've seen a lot of people tech it as spicy tech. Do you guys think it's OP? I mean, against certain decks, yeah, it can be very good because you're just like, oh, neither player can activate set field spell cards. It can be very good. I'm not sure if people will main deck. I think it's a great side deck card. So I think it's okay. Invoker's not even being used. Yeah, but if they hit something else, maybe people will do something with Invoker. Keep in mind, Six Samurais can also make use of it, but I don't really know with the Shadow stuff if people are even going to try it. But I know that it is technically a card that people used in Six Samurais at one point just to bring out another level 4. It just helps out with some like really, really circumstantial plays, but it's still relevant because yeah. Anyways, going on to other cards that people actually want on this list. How do you guys feel about... we already talked about Stratos. We actually just talked about everything for those of you guys that just came into the live ban list discussion. But I really feel like we've covered majority of what's popular, minus dinosaurs. I mean, there's also Paleozoic. Paleozoics actually still do something. What do you guys feel like would be hit in Paleozoic? Because that deck, I don't think it's been too hot in the OCG. But, I mean, Tree Toad? Do you guys think Tree Toad? Oh, wait, it's not Tree Toad. It's totally awesome. Do you guys think it should be hit? I mean, the OCG, they put it at 1. And the deck's still doing okay. I feel like if they put it at 1, it will still kind of secure some stuff. But thoughts on Gofu? I don't think Gofu is seeing too much play in OCG because it's at 1, but it's still a very good card. I think that it could definitely see some play. But if you guys looked at what has previously won in Worlds, no one's really using Links. So the way I see it is they really want to push Links, right? Because no one really doing anything with them. So they got to push it a little bit. That will really help out Links. So I could see it not being hit. As far as my wish list for it, I know the card is absolutely amazing though for Link decks, definitely. But how do you, I mean, I know most of you guys really don't have the experience or seen a lot of the duels, but Gofu is insane. But I feel like they're gonna let it go insane and then they hit it later. But anyways, so I feel like with Paleo, like if they want to hit it, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit like 1 card in it. I mean, totally awesome is about it that they can really like hit. But the main thing is dinosaurs, guys. As far as dinosaurs go, I feel like the best card that dinosaurs have is honestly Falsehood. It's the most insane search card, and it's at 3. There's no other archetype that has like search out anything for its what is it, the attribute? Oh no, the type. There's not anything that just searches out as many like types. Obviously, there's like Smoke Signal, which just searches out like 1/6 Samurai. But for dinosaurs, they're just like any dinosaur. It's not like 6 Samurai. It's like there's no like like Rhoda was at 3 at one point, but Fossil Dig definitely is an insane card. Fossil Dig at 1, you know, Rhoda at 1, Fossil Dig at 3. Exactly. Like, you know, if searching, you know, we gotta put it at 1, you know, like, how is that even fair? You know, that's why I say. And you know what's even crazier with the whole dinosaur archetype is that you have a searcher that searches out another searcher. You have one that searches out your Oviraptor, and Oviraptor searches out any dinosaur, even the boss monster. But as far as dinosaurs go, I'm not sure if there's any more support coming out in the future, so I could see them slaughtering the dinosaurs over here. In the OCG, guys, those of you guys that don't follow what is trending right now, the win rate for the dinosaurs in terms of like percentage-wise in tournaments is, I believe it was 47%, and that was last week. So dinosaurs are like almost representing half of the meta. So dinosaurs will definitely take a pretty big hit. At least that's how I feel. Ban Barney. I mean, if you banned the putting the boss monster at 1 is almost irrelevant, because like usually like that card is like just game winning on its own. Like if this card gets banned, like that really sucks for the deck because that's like one of their best cards. But honestly, like I've seen a lot of builds using Gold Sarcophagus going for the Giant Rex. But I think the main problem of the deck, like if you really want to kill off the deck, like let's say they wanted to kill the deck, you guys let me know how you feel about this. They'd put that to 1 and they would put False Dig to 1, and that would significantly hurt the deck. But the deck is still playable, especially with the whole Ying Zing mechanics. But it's obviously significantly hurt. A lot of you guys want Denlong. I know Denlong has just been in like every deck, and people just tech Denlong just because it's like free negate whatever you want. But I feel like if they were to hit the cards, they would hit these. That's just my personal thoughts on it. Now, as far as my wish list goes, I mean, personally for dinos, the deck is very, very consistent though. I mean, obviously if they hit the True Draco field spell card, then that does indirectly hurt dinosaurs. But it's still a very popular deck, and it's still doing really hot. So, again, if they want to hurt the deck, I think that we can look at this and kind of get an idea for that as far as the dinosaurs go. But lastly, I just want to go over the last meta that just got posted. Actually, this was actually just posted last night. If you guys want to check it out, I'll be covering some of the deck lists, but a lot of times what happens is we take inspiration from the OCG, but I'll link this down below. But basically, like what's popular right now, ABC is still doing pretty hot. In addition to that, Heroes a little bit different in OCG because of the Stratos, but dinosaurs are one of the most popular. Magic Bullet's brand new, so let's not talk about them right now because we haven't even gotten them. However, things do get hit sometimes before. Oh, important thing that I wanted to mention. Okay, this is good that I checked this out. Okay, one card that a lot of people actually, you can see there's a lot of True Draco still, as well as there's a lot of dinosaur, and there's still Yang Zings popping up here and there. But more importantly, this card, Ties of the Brethren. If you guys didn't know, in January, that's when we get the new fairy stuff. It was normally that kind of stuff comes out in March, but anyways, the new fairy stuff's coming out in January, and Ties of the Brethren helps them as well as it helps Magic Bullets. So I think it'd be a bad investment in terms of I guess it'd be a bad business decision if they decided to hit this card, because it would hurt Magic Bullets as well as the new fairy stuff. The new fairy stuff, you open up with this, is almost game over. But Magic Bullets, I sleep bad deck. No, that deck is really great. Leave Ties of the Brethren alone. So you guys are saying leave it alone. I mean, honestly, for my wish list, I think this card, it's almost impossible to win. If they open up with Ties of the Brethren and they have like even like 2 back row fairies or Magic Bullets, they completely destroy most decks. Like, it's not even like you have a chance. But I think, to be fair, it should be put down to like 1 or something, because the card is insane. You literally open up with it and it's game. A lot of people even said just ban this card. I saw that. But how do you guys feel about this card for your wish list? Do you guys hope that it's banned? Do you guys hope it is gone? But Ties for Magic Specters, how am I supposed to play that? I don't think... hold on. The better question for Magic Specters, how are you supposed to play without Kieran, man? Alright, but I pretty much, I think, went over most of what you guys wanted to talk about. Was there any cards that you guys in my chat felt like I missed out on anything that you guys want to see banned, limited, semi-limited, or off the ban list? You guys let me know. And I prefer you guys to be serious, you know, no graceful charity, pot of greed at 3. I'm like, let's have a serious ban list discussion, even though I understand, you know, the memes agree, like, what does Pot of Greed do? But Counter's Fairies is going to be stupid. It's a really strong deck, and the main thing that makes it really good is the new Parshath card, because if you don't have something that answers this immediately, you're not going to draw into anything that answers this card. Well, with the exception of a Kaiju, but that's asking for a lot. But they're going to get another card that stops whatever other card that you're going to be getting out anyway. So that's the way I see it. And heck, they can even Solemn Strike. You know, when they give you the Kaiju, and then when they go for their Kaiju, you just say no Kaiju for you. So it could be really hard. Upstart Goblin at 2. It's random, but Upstart Goblin is great in Magic Bullets. It's definitely an amazing card. Yeah, Ban Beaver Warrior, there it is. Pot of Avarice, I think we need this meta. You know, Pot of Avarice has been in the OCG for a very, very long time. And we haven't had Pot of Avarice in a long time. We have Jar of Avarice, that's the closest thing that we've got, but no one plays it. Pot of Avarice people do play. I think it's a cool card. It definitely helps some like obscure, like random decks. But I think most duels are so fast these days that like putting this card to 1 wouldn't be that big of a deal. I would love for this card to come back, but I understand that it is a +1 and does recycle some of those cards that are limited. Oh, you're talking about Dark Room Nightmare. Well, Trickstars is a new archetype, and we technically are getting some more support for it later down the line. So the way I see it is, it wouldn't be a smart move to actually hit that. However, that deck, it just completely fell off in the OCG. I don't know if people got tired of the deck, or somehow it got countered in the side deck too hard, because people were side decking cards against this deck to kind of combat some of that stuff. But the thing is that it's kind of a gimmicky deck, but you could just lose turn 1 to this deck, and I understand the frustration. I mean, you know, what is healthy for the game? You know, probably not FTK decks, and that's only what this deck only really does, pretty much FTK people. But the thing is, it's a new thing, so I understand if they don't hit it. Like, it makes sense. I mean, the healthy for the game, honestly, FTKs are usually not too healthy. That's the way I see it, though. But Garnecia Elephantis. Oh yes, that card. Elephant. How do you spell Ella? You didn't even. Oh, Ellie. Oh yeah, this card. Definitely MVP, definitely one of the best side deck cards against Trickstars, man. But I think we pretty much went over most of the stuff. Life Equalizer. What the heck does this do? Wait, this is actually, wait, oh, that's banned in the OCG. Both players' life points become 3,000. Well, I didn't even know that this was banned in the OCG, but in TCG, there's some random stuff. You know, yo, okay, hold on. Before we end the video, you guys know Konami always throws in a random card that makes people super upset. You guys remember Snatch Steal? You guys remember? Who remembers Snatch Steal, right? The card that upset everyone. Let's go for a wild card, guys. What is our wild card coming back? All right. Oh, Compulsive. Wait, my body is. Wait, what? My body is limited? No. It's that multiple. I don't even think it's that insane. More importantly, Compulse. You can put that card to 3. Sorry, I know I didn't cover that card. It was kind of like the whole Grand Ball thing. It's like it's one card, and it's slow. Like it's a trap. If this was a quick play spell card, yeah, it'd be pretty good. But Rainbow Life. What the heck are you guys talking about? We talk about Stratos every time. Free my boy Stratos. But yeah, I think we've covered most stuff. But what is our wild card? Like, what is the card that everyone's gonna go, what the heck, Konami? Why did you do that? Because remember, Thousand Eyes Restrict came back and like it didn't really do anything, but people were getting super crazy with that. They're like, what the heck? The card shop's like $20. I remember that card. But Snatch Steal was a more like actual good card. This card was just like, I made a video before talking about Thousand Eyes Restrict. I'm like, it'd come back and it wouldn't do anything. People freaked out, and then it came back, and then it really didn't do anything. Because like the game is so fast these days, and that's really what it comes down to. Monster Reborn, you know, it's been a while, right? It's been a while in the TCG. Wait, does OCG have that now? Monster Reborn, it is. Oh wow. Okay, if you guys didn't know, Monster Reborn, it was going on and off, on TCG, on and off. Like every other ban list, you get banned and then unbanned, banned and unbanned, and we haven't had it forever. So that's our wild card, guys. That is the one wild card. I think that if it came back, people would be freaking out. It'd shoot up to like $30 for the ultra rare ones, and you know, people would be really excited to play with one of their favorite cards. I actually kind of like the TCG artwork more for that. It's like the one artwork that I actually really like. We can actually make a video on that for another day. But anyways, if you guys felt like I missed on any cards, you guys let me know down below in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube, and if obviously we're on Twitch, you guys have been already talking about. Giant Tornado actually opens up too many like crazy loops and stuff, and it opens up crazy stuff, especially with some pendulum stuff, because well, pendulum's actually going in the background now anyway. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the wish list, you know, my personal wish list as well as some of you guys in chat. But if you missed on anything, you let me know down below in the comment section below for your wish list. What do you guys want banned, unbanned? I mean, I've pretty much gone over everything, but Stratos at 3 would be the craziest thing. I know it would make so many people hype. I could make so many hero videos and people would love them just because people love heroes, man. They're like one of those fan favorite decks. But anyways, thanks for watching if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, because we'll be definitely uploading more ban lists, discussions, and wish lists in the future. But that ban list, guys, it's about in a week where we're gonna be getting that ban list. It's gonna be great. Yeah, definitely. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we're signing out. What the heck is this?